Okay, everybody, breaking news. The Trump administration has said Epstein killed himself and that there is no Epstein client list and no information will be released out of protection for privacy and for the victims. Now, some people are immediately suggesting, oh, Trump must be on the Epstein list. Well, wait a second.
So that means one of two things is true, Charlie. Either you and people like you, mega influencers, mega podcasters, the Trump administration and Trump himself has been lying to the American people for 6 fucking years about the Epstein list. That it's some deep state conspiracy and a bunch of Democrats are on the list, demon rats, and how they're all predators. Either that's true or Donald Trump is on that list. And I find it very interesting that Elon Musk tweeted this. And I find it even more interesting that although Donald Trump has sued 1,600 people, and a lot of those for defamation, he has not sued Elon Musk for that damning tweet. And the reason that he hasn't sued him is because if he did, that would open up a discovery period and the courts would review the Epstein files and the Epstein client list. So why hasn't Trump sued Elon? And if you're MAGA, come on. At some point, you need to acknowledge that you have been lied to by daddy, or daddy is a fucking terrible, terrible person. Because it's one of those two things. But don't worry, in 6 months, your memory's gonna be wiped. And you're gonna find yourself confusingly saying, it was the Democrats that told us there was a client list. Just watch. Just watch.
Back to back. I got one more for you. Right, same topic.
And this is probably not the last thing I'll say about it. If there was anyone, one person even, that ever accused me of doing something inappropriate with a child and I had access to documentation that would prove my innocence, that shit would be everywhere. I'm talking, I would take out billboards on every single fucking highway. I would be holding daily press conferences. I would be airdropping that evidence to every single person's phone. Like you two did that one time on iTunes, remember? That's what I would be doing. Every American, every person worldwide would have that evidence on their phone to prove that I was innocent. Just saying. Do you don't get it now? And this is probably not the last thing I'll say about it.
What do y'all think? Thoughts? How y'all feel about
Me
it?
personally, the Epstein list is like, I just like got into it like 2024. Don't know much about it, but what they're saying probably true. I feel like you guys should educate me more about this topic.
Rashawn, let's talk about it.
There's got to be some secret that why are you releasing it? If someone did something wrong, release the documentation for it. Why are you trying to hide from not releasing the documentation for it?
He on that list.
So Jeffrey Epstein.
And I read last night when I was doing the research on the topics you gave. I think it said that the district attorney or defense, some attorney woman said, "Oh, I have him on my list on my desk right now. I have the files on, but there's nothing to release. There's nobody on the list.
Right.
Clearly, there's something on the list that people don't want the world to know.
They're not showing it. I tried to Google it myself last night.
That is, yeah. So
the thing I put in is Epstein no client list.
What is funny about that is this
what happened to the Epstein client list that the Attorney General said she had on her desk?
Attorney General.
Well, I think if you go back and look at what the Attorney General said in that interview with your network on Fox
I've
News.
got the quote.
Go ahead.
John Roberts said, DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen? And she said, it's sitting on my desk right now to review.
Yes, she was saying the entirety of all of the paperwork, all of the paper in relation to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. That's what the Attorney General was referring to, and I'll let her speak for that.
What happened to the Epstein client list?
So
The Attorney General.
So ever since billionaire Jeffrey Epstein was arrested on July 6th on charges of sex trafficking, the media have been scrambling to make sense of what happened on Little St. James, aka Jeffrey Epstein Island, his 70-acre private island in the Caribbean. But on nearby St. Thomas, locals say Epstein continued to bring underage girls to the island as recently as this year, a decade after he was forced to register as a convicted sex offender,
He
and
was
that
found guilty
the authorities did nothing to stop him. So the Epstein list is different millionaires and or billionaires that were in cahoots or involved with the Epstein Island, where sex trafficking and underage pedophilia was going on. And the tweet that the guy was referring to was when Elon Musk tweeted that the reason why that Donald Trump isn't giving the Epstein files because he's on the list and whatnot, and that's why the girl said, if people were pointing the finger at me about being on a list of pedophilia and sex trafficking, the first thing that they would do is give up the list to show that they're not on the list.
Yeah.
And there's a new clip where he was at, I think he was asked by a reporter about the list and whatnot, and he was like, are we still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? Why are we talking about Epstein? Blah, 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 blah.
I saw that.
And you can go on, there's many like pictures of Epstein and Donald Trump being close in the 90s and the 2000s and whatnot. So it's just like, again, if you're not on the list of pedophiles and sex traffickers, it's very easy to just then show the list to show that you're not on the list. The only reason you wouldn't show if you're not on the only reason you wouldn't show the list is if you're on the list. But it's honestly confusing too, because I feel like you could just document it, like you know what I mean. I feel like you could edit it to take yourself off the list.
Yeah, you can redact the information you don't want people to see.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I don't know, but he's also not the brightest. Like there's this.
Hey, if you guys like this video, make sure you check out these videos where we talk more about music, dating, and real life situations. Thank you for supporting the podcast. Make sure you check out these videos and make sure you subscribe. Peace.